Yeah, to give you some background on the scorecard, furthermore, from what Aaron is talking about, is we use it as a 6-month test. It could be a 9-month test, 12-month test, and really kind of compare it to some normative data. And we use a variety of validated tests that are out there to put this together, and then develop a score for the athlete to say, hey, you're above this score, and therefore you've accomplished a variety of these skills. Mm-hmm. So I think that's great. The piece that leads to this that's super important is that we do the basics up front, right? Mm-hmm. And we set the foundations, and we do a very foundational progression that moves us forward to the point that we can actually do these tests at potentially at 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months. So I think that's super important to understand. And we have a few criteria, and I'll give you some examples. So obviously one is full extension and full extension control. And for us to get full extension, we actually ask the patient to lie supine on the table and be able to squeeze that knee straight to the point that the heel actually lifts off the table. So there's actually some clearance. So not only do they have it passively, but they actually have control of it in that range. And that's not to say that they, can tolerate load there or anything, but clearly they have control of extension. They can actually get it, the quad fires through that range. So that's kind of phase one. And then we started to look at their ability to really control strength and have strength endurance, so to speak. And we looked at lots of different stability testing. So we do quite a bit of stability testing, which I think is so far missed in our space, in our field, that people look at how well can you do maybe a leg press test, or can you do how much do you squat, or how high can you jump, are all common tests that we do. But really looking at isometric hold time and hold control, I think, is one of the biggest lacking things that we see. And it's part of our Bulletproof training program and our Bulletproof courses that we teach. I think it's one of the foundational elements. So we do this quite well with the lower extremity, with the knee, with the ACL, looking at the plank positioning, single leg plank holds, from a sagittal plane standpoint, from a frontal plane standpoint, from a posterior line standpoint, looking at a T hold as well, a split squat hold. So a couple different hold tests that we do to really develop this 60-second hold time. I think Russ speaks to this better than most, but this concept of, can you really hold a position, and can that muscle have the endurance to work for that length of time? And it brings in this energy system side of things that, again, is really underdeveloped with our typical rehab routines.